Okay, are we live? Are we live? Yes, we are live. Gotta turn that off. So we are recording live from Arlington, New York, Arlington, New York, Arlington, Vermont. And this is Happy Valley Hobbies. So, all right, this is Happy Valley Hobbies. And these are hobbies that make me happy. Hello there, Jerry. Thank you for showing up and being the first one on tonight. Let's see, I'm a little discombobulated, mainly because it's been a week. Apparently there's been a lot of drama at work since the beginning of the month. And yeah, it's hello there, Dwight from Curly Express. Thank you for coming in. It's going to be a month. It's one of those things I try not to, it's one of those things I try to leave work at work and home at home. But work wound up doing something in a lot of my coworkers' opinion dumb. I don't know the full details, but what had happened is that my supervisor, as of Tuesday, is no longer working there after 18 years. So now I'm trying to learn his role. Now, initially, they did say that it was basically said that I was not automatically not going to get his position. Then they sort of later backtracked and said that I could apply for his position. But the thing is that my former supervisor, he was basically the shipping and receiving supervisor. The new position is going to be set up as shipping, receiving, and warehouse. And I would have to say, at first, I was sort of annoyed that I wasn't sought for the position to begin with. But then I happened to realize, wait a minute, do I really want the headache? And the answer is no, I don't want the headache. Now, last month I did politely ask for a raise, and I found out that I was approved for that raise before all the shenanigans happened. So I was, approved for that. So it's like, all right, well, at least I got a raise, at least a raise out of it. Not as much as I probably would hope for. But then again, it's like you always hope for a little bit more than you get. It's one of those things of I'm good at this. And then, I'm thinking, why am I hearing a large but? Then all of a sudden it's like there was a large but. One of the funny things that they said that there's two things I was missing. Or wait a second, there was one thing it was doing too much of and not enough of the other. And basically they said, one, I talk too much, which after thinking about it, all right, there might be one person that I might in the morning while doing my stuff and all that, I might talk a little bit too much. But I'm like, all right, that's a thing. But when I was telling my other coworkers that I talk too much, they went, huh? Because I mean, there's times that I'm usually focused on my work and all that, but every now and then I do talk. But then But then the other one was I wasn't showing initiative. And the thing is that I don't think management understands this, that when somebody new comes along, the people who have been there that you're training to. Exactly, Dwight. Yeah, it's like, I talk too much. I mean, usually, I want to say, doing this live stream, I think I talk the most during the week. Mainly because, well, these sort of kind of need to talk during, live streams. But, there are times that, especially if you, ones that have been here a while, happen to look at it and realize that I stop talking and start concentrating on what I'm doing. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I need to actually talk. So, but then the other ones is not having initiative, but it seems that what happens is that the ones that have been there for a while, they have a tendency to, say, hey, follow the line, don't make any waves and everything like that. So it's one of those things that there's I don't think upper management realizes that lower management is squashing the initiative thing. So that winds up being a, double-edged sword. So, but the thing is, I have done small little initiative stuff and all that, and but the thing is that it's very small and isn't noticed by upper management. But now that's like, oh, so now that my supervisor is gone, I guess I got permission to make initiative. However, what I've found out over the years is that you're only allowed to have initiative if it works out. If it doesn't work out and all that, oh no, you can't do that again. Or it doesn't go the way management wants it. And what do? I work for a company that makes mattresses, and I'm in the shipping and receiving department. So every now and then I do get to play with shipping containers. So it is actually sort of logistics. No, not purple. It's a very small company in Manchester, Vermont. They make they're not well known publicly because there's two styles of beds that they make. One is for like hospitals, medical stuff, and all that. So it goes to hospitals, nursing homes, and a lot of times it's under a different name because we're a subcontractor of a different company. The most well known I would have to say would be Sealy, but we don't do too much with them. But I think we mostly do prototypes with them. But that's what the most well known of the mattress manufacturers that we deal with, people would recognize. We had last year we wound up losing a very large company called Arjo. They're based out of Denmark. I have not at this point, but I guess every now and then they if they have a new prototype and all that, sometimes they grab people and say, hey, sit on this and tell us what you think. I have not been given that opportunity yet. But unfortunately, they don't do what Henry Ford has done. Should have opened this before getting in here. Let's see. thing. I have a pair of pliers. But there we go. But they do. They sort of don't do what Ford did and give you a high enough pay to actually buy the product that they sell. I'm not, the thing is, I don't deal with sales, so I don't know what the sales force is, I guess you want to say. But the beds that we sell, especially the beds that we sell, especially the what's called consumer or bought by individual people, they are usually on the expensive side. I remember looking up one time, I think this is when I first started, how much would one cost, for the bed that I have. And it was, if I remember correctly, over $3,000. And I'm like, I'm not buying $3,000 worth of mattress. And that's what it started. There are some of the more expensive systems that they have where you can actually it has a system where it has a pump on there, so it can adjust the it can turn around and adjust the firmness and all that. And some of them are actually to the point where they can actually hooked up to an alarm and they can vibrate you awake. Those are getting more expensive. We also customize most in the a lot of the consumer beds that we have are also extra. I want to say exercised. The largest one that we make is what's called an Alaskan King, and that's 9 foot by 9 foot, which a lot of people are wondering, what would you need a 9 foot by 9 foot bed in? It's like, is the whole family sleeping in the bed? Possibly, but it's definitely surprisingly, we get a lot of requests for the Alaska King. There's also the California King, the Wyoming King. We have a Vermont King, which I think is a unique size because Vermont's a very small state, but they still make a quote king of it. But then most of the stuff that we do is actually through I want to see leans more towards the medical side, going through hospitals, nursing homes, and a lot like that. Well, hello there, John. Ooh, that was an interesting. Wow, the lag between YouTube and StreamYard has shortened a lot. Because I'm seeing it pop up on the live chat and then about less than a second later going on StreamYard. So somehow StreamYard has gotten quicker. Because it used to be about a 5-second delay, but it's not anymore. At that point, if that's the case, I might not need the live chat anymore. But at the same time, I'm thinking maybe not so much with the video. Yeah, I want to say the video is about 10, but the chat is down to 1. So interesting. Yeah, John, you just missed the drama that I have at work. Basically, since my supervisor is no longer there, I've been. Am I working on anything tonight? That's what my plan is. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not really in the mood to, because I'm exhausted. As I said before, I tried not to keep. I try to separate work and personal stuff, and it's not happening this month. Because it is mandatory Fridays. At least until the end of the month, and that's for the whole company, not just me. But also, they are planning on hiring a new supervising manager for both shipping and receiving, what my former boss did, and plus warehouse. So if anyone's in the Vermont area, which I don't think anybody is, I don't even think anyone is in the Northeast, if I remember correctly. But it's one of those things of it's it's a new normal. But it's just all we can. When my supervisor was out a year ago for surgery and stuff like that, there was about a good 4 months that we were muddling around, and we're going to have to now muddle around. But yeah, all right. Enough babbling. Well, another thing is that, since I, quote, talk too much at work, in training the new guy and explaining everything and all that, I wound up with a sore voice. It's still slightly sore. So it's like, yeah, I talk too much. Why do I have a sore? Why do I have a sore voice after speaking all day? But that's it. All right, let's switch cameras. Oh, excuse me. All right, we are back onto this. I have not done anything with the layout itself, because lately I've been coming home and just going to sleep because I'm exhausted by the end of the day. All right. Here's my tonight's plan. Tonight's plan is knocking everything over. All right. Tonight's plan is watching paint dry. You see, this is a flat finish Benjamin Moore Select. This is a paint that I guess that was not matched correctly. So basically the idea tonight is to turn around and I probably should do that first. All right. Well, we'll shake this up, and if it winds up having enough time to start this, I'll start that. But in the meantime, is to sort of flatten this out. All right. So all right, there we are. All right, looks like we still need to flatten this a bit. Well, hello there. Hello there, rail artists. And yeah, you're watching paint dry now also, Dwight. Yep. That's the disadvantage of trying to do things live. That eventually, sometimes you just wind up doing things that are really, really boring. All right, let's see now. And I have misplaced my glue, or have I? No, more accurately, I didn't misplace it. More accurately is that I put it away because that's what I did when switching over to fiber optics from regular cable. So hopefully that your week is less drama than mine. That's why I've sort of hinted at work that there was just too much drama. But you know, it's life goes on. All right, I put glue in between there. You probably can't see it from that location, but I got glue in there. Glue that. Now it's not really critical how we stack stuff and all that, and because the base layer is going to be covered over and everything, and that's why I'm doing my best now to sort of shim everything and go from there, because from what I can tell, this needs to be shimmed a lot. So I'm taking your normal 3x5 cards, and go from there. Ooh. Okay. That's drama. The drama that I'm having is at work. No one was injured. However, my supervisor was fired Tuesday. And apparently the drama started on the 1st, which was a Friday, and up until recently, I wasn't working Fridays. So I don't know the full story, but they let him go after 18 years. And so right now I'm trying to teach somebody at work at the same time trying to learn what he some of the things that he did. I want to say I know about 90% of it. It's just that sometimes uh oof. Well, unfortunately, my father had a saying that no matter how bad you have it, somebody has it worse. So, yeah, I would have to say your drama is a lot worse than mine. But yeah, well, that sounds like a good idea, John. You should, no matter your religion, we should hold them in their prayers. For the whole family. Uh, I'm gonna have to go to the local dollar store and possibly get up some more glue because this is about down to here. I have to turn around and sneak some uh, sneak more water in. Oh, this is taking up a lot. This is a very large uh, gap to fill, I guess, because it's still taking more 3x5 cards. Because it's still needing more. One thing, unfortunately, about this area that I live in is that they're more annoying than anything. Is very small. I want to say gnats. Uh, you think you do all the things to try to kill them off, and they're still around. I would have thought because of how cold it is out, it would stop, but there seems that you get to a point where there's like you only see one or two and all that, and then all of a sudden there's like a whole swarm of them. So I'm not quite sure how to get rid of them. That still springs back. And that's still showing needing more shims. Oh, this is taking a lot of Yes, you are retired. I would have to say that's one of the things with this particular community is that some of the members that are here, I believe, are retired. Uh, well, Missy is on tonight. Is she retired? I honestly don't remember if she's retired or not. I know Heath is not. I think let's see, I believe Vinny is. I'm trying to think who else. Grandpa Rails, I believe, is also retired and just recently moved, if I remember correctly. She takes care of her parents. Well, all right. That's the way I look at it. That it is unpaid work. A couple of years left. All right, go serve that wifey. Did you bring enough pizza for the rest of us, our real artists? No, so I have to go several ones. But the thing is, right now everything is still squishy because the glue is definitely not dried. So let's add some more there on the initial layer. Yeah, it looks like it didn't really. Since there was only one and there was a lot of gaps, it obviously did not glue on. But with all this glue and pieces of paper, there's a good chance it will wind up like a piece of plywood. Yes, there's, I would say there's still a dip right here. So for this one, we'll do it that fold it four-way and go that direction. Yeah, one of the things that I'm sort of kind of grateful for doing these live streams is there's sort of more of a therapy. Being able to, I don't want to say air grievances and all that, but just I want to say the pandemic is there's a good chance that it screwed up with me a little bit, which I think it probably screwed up a lot of people because even though I wasn't fully social, one of the things there in the early days of the pandemic, it's like, I actually wanted to turn around and meet people, and during the pandemic, that's a little hard to do. Because I talk too much. Yeah. But Yeah, it is one of those things. If you see one person doing the same thing every day at the same exact time, uh, it's sort of like playing, what was it now, like peekaboo or something like that, and you only see one. Oh, come on. It's like you see the same person every single day. Uh, but the thing is that just because you see them at a very specific time every single day does not mean that there's more to that person than that specific incident. Yeah, I think I might need another four-cornered thing. But that's one of the things I've actually told a lot of my coworkers is that I am not planning on retiring there. It's one, there is a company I'm trying to see about slowly getting back into, but then again, it might have changed over the years. But I don't want to burn. I don't want to burn the bridge where I'm at now, because if something happens, there's a good chance they'll call me back. I did have an opportunity to go back to a former job that's in Lansing, just south of Lansingburg, New York. However, it's one of those things of, it's nice. However, the owner is a little, I don't think he realizes that he's a little on the abusive side. And plus, Vermont has a lower cost of living, so it winds up working out that way. Okay, so that filled up that. Let's see. Yeah, my original plan was to, paint this and, obviously let it dry and all that, but did not realize that I had this to finish up. And that might be it for this side. Let's do one more. Glue on the end there, sort of gap fill it. Now, one of the reasons why I'm going over this, not going straight, is because, well, there's going to be an abutment there. So might as well strengthen it as much as I can. Okay, now it's starting to fill out there. Now it looks like there's a gap that's off screen. Very small one. Let's see, am I getting that into the picture frame? Yes, I am. This right here has a sort of like a dip off that way. So this will, how am I going to do this? I think I'll do this also in quarters. first, just to see how that's going to work. All right, yeah, well, we can do it that way. Let's see. Is it going to be just one, or do I need two? Okay, that leaves a slight bounce. We'll cover this up because this right here isn't straight up and down. So we'll add it that way. So we'll have something that there'll be something for it to go up and down on. So, and then grab weights and go from there. All right. Then we'll glue that to that. Actually, I'll go this direction. We'll put the glue directly onto here. There. Oh. Do that. That should be okay that way. And we'll add appropriate glue this way. That's one of the things right now is that being winter time, a lot of the stuff is dry. It's very dry air. So when you add stuff like water and all that, everything sort of like really wants to curl on the side that you added something that was wet. Because water is entering on one side, so that's expanding, and the other side is not. But all right, John. Thank you for coming. We didn't catch you early enough to say that, but again, thank you for coming, John. All right, now switch this over here. Let's do that looser and see if. All right. Well, it looks like it's going to be relatively good enough for now. Sort of like do everything you best to let that dry. And well, it is close to, according to the watch, you got less than 10 minutes. I might actually even go to bed early. But yeah, next time, if I'm not back to the layout, because I haven't been to the layout because of, well, first it was because of the train show on the second. Well, it was on the third, but we set up on the second, and then the train show was on the third at the Great Train Extravaganza. And then didn't do anything this week because, well, drama at work. One of the things I was actually also contemplating doing was was starting to take apart the small teapot and see about taking the little Tyco teapot here and turning around and seeing about, taking it apart and seeing how to see about regauging this thing to 6 foot. But that's going to be for a later setup. I might actually, one of these times I'm going to see about how to, quote, record on StreamYard and then, do all the editing stuff and all that craziness. Let's see. If I remember, I am coming up on the 100th episode since I started this channel. I think it might be next week or the week. It's very close. Basically, I started literally at the tail end of 2020, courtesy of being poked and prodded by Heath at Humanity Junction. Hey, you should start something. And at that time, I was unemployed. I'm like, I got the equipment since I was helping out with, I was helping out with New Tracks modeling. So it, sort of like, all right, I can do this and all that. And I initially was sort of like, all right, what do I have to do to make a successful channel? And just prodding along. Back in March, I finally hit 100 subscribers. I was up to, I think, 108 at one time, but now I'm back down to 104. But soon after I started this channel, I got employed, so I couldn't concentrate on doing all the things that you're supposed to do. So I've never wound up doing all the things that you're supposed to do, and just once a week, just build something. So I think I'm following the path that Ray Bobel is doing on Sidetrack Sunday. He doesn't really care that, I think he just hit 500 or something like that. So, mine might be going the same direction. But I know there's a lot of there was I forgot where it was, one of those YouTube channel things of this is how things work, and they said the average at the time, the average YouTube channel it was only lasted for 5 years. And it says he also, if that this person in there also said it didn't matter how successful they are, they could have like almost a million subscribers and all that, but after a while they just stop. One that I know that I follow a lot was the channel is This Old Tony. It's a machinist channel, and it was a machinist / teaching channel, and he would teach you how to do things and all that, but he'd turn around and also do he would do visual and word puns also. I remember the first time I think the first video that he was doing, I forgot exactly what it was, but there was this one part where he's taking a butter knife and theoretically cutting the steel, and then he opens it up, and then you see it, you can see it that it's a layered cake, and very very badly photoshopped, but it's like one of those things that going like, no, that's not how it works. There's another time that he needed to he had to get some nuts, and so he did is that he grabbed a whole bunch of ball bearings, put them in the thing, and then you can hear him going deet, 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 on the rotating he had a rotating welding table, and then all of a sudden he's had it at a slow speed, and and all of a sudden about 30 seconds in, all of a sudden a comes up, and all of a sudden you hear a as a nut appears, and then another one. So he's like microwaving ball bearings to get nuts. Well, hello there, Sparky. Thank you for coming in. I am in the process of slowly logging off because I try to give everybody a 15-minute break before Sidetrack Sunday comes up, which tonight is Nissy. If you rewatch earlier and all that, you can see all the drama from work has invaded this particular show. I try to keep things separate and all that, but hard to do it this week because who is Nissy? The one that's always showing her kits. But no, what had happened at work is that my my supervisor that's been working at the company for 18 years got fired. So that's why things are that's why I'm a little discombobulated. It's one of those things that we muddled through when he was in the hospital for about a quarter last year. So it's one of those things of we're going to be muddling through, and I'm tired and exhausted. In fact, I was, yes, I wouldn't say this close, but probably that close of, do I really want to do this today? Really want to do this live stream today? But do it anyway and go from there. I may or may not be on Nissy's channel because I am tuckered out. Pretty much to sum up to this episode is basically me talking about work at the beginning, and then gluing some stuff together and watching glue dry. It was not a very exciting. Wasn't very exciting this week. So, it's the way I look at it is that you're going to have good ones, and you're going to not have not so good ones. And this is probably not the best one. I think I maybe got up to. When it comes to watching, I don't think I hit over 2 digits. But hey, sort of like Ray, just keep on going along, and then going along. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna shut it off a couple of minutes early. So, thank you, Sparky Rail Artist, John Blanacki, who's not here at this point because he had to go to a Zoom meeting. Boxcar Jerry, Curly, Dwight from Curly Express. The late, I was just about to say the late and great Sparky 107, but that doesn't sound right. That sounds like pretty much, sounded like he died, but Sparky is very much alive. Let's see, who else is there? Curly Rail Artist. Okay. I will do that, Sparky. I'll probably let's see. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want to do. Not on that. We'll go over here. All right. Well, hello there, Thomas. Thank you for coming in. I hate to say this, but I'm ready to sign off. So, yeah, I'm about ready to sign off because of, that's not what I want. That's what I want. But, yeah, the PayPal is your friend. Well, that's good to know. Just saying, hint, hint. Are you self-promoting? But, well, actually, if I remember correctly, you're Sparky, you're large enough to turn around and actually have a Patreon, don't you? What's the lecture to know more? All right. I will. Well, on that note, it is now 7:45. I shut Patreon off. Oh, okay. Understood. I never tried Patreon because, well, I don't think I'm big enough. I think my assumption is that until you hit 300, unless I go less, I will stay off. Okay, understood. Yeah, once a week I do my best to stay live. I'm about ready to hit my 100th episode soon. I'm not sure if it's next week or the week before, but I know it's before the end of the year that I will hit 100 episodes. So, Not sure if I'm going to do anything spectacular for it because I'm not quite sure what's happening at work. So, don't know. But I do have to say, I believe that the world needs more love. So, find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Goodbye, everyone.